Hi, it's Hannah with IdeateTV. I'm now joined with Allison, and I believe you are the founder and the creator of this establishment, correct?
That is true. Yes, I am.
So you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about Dive Into the Peak?
Sure. So I'm a breast cancer survivor. I had breast cancer when I was quite young, 33 years old, and I did a lot of the walks and the runs. And you know, they tend to be clustered right around September, mainly October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the problem really is, as a diver and as a California diver, I think we all can see that there's a problem. That's when the diving, the local diving, is really at its absolute best. And so every October, I would be driving down the street and there'd be millions of women, millions of survivors dressed in pink going to their events, and I would be in my dive gear going to dive, feeling very guilty indeed. And I finally one year just said, you know, I wonder if I could just make a diving event that's, you know, helps breast cancer, helps raise awareness, helps raise funds for breast cancer research, breast cancer patient support. And so we did a little pilot charter. We just booked a dive day on a boat, told them what we were doing. They gave us a slightly better rate than they would normally give somebody chartering the boat. And we basically got a bunch of divers together, brought a bunch of pink gear, and said, encouraged them to bring their own pink gear, and said, show on up, let's see, you know, if we can raise some money for this. And people, I have to tell you, I had no idea that people would really take to this, because I had a lot of guys on the boat and every one of them showed up with pink gear. I had one guy that actually restrung his harness with pink webbing, changed out all of his hoses to be those pink MyFlex hoses. It was just really phenomenal. I mean, it's hard not to feel very emotional when you see people that really want to make a difference, really want to do something like that. And I finished that day and I said, what if we did something for real? What if we just, instead of doing one dive day, we did a few dives a year, tried to do a few events? And so basically this was born. I applied to become a 501c3 and was granted status by the IRS, and here we are. We've got 3 local dives. We try to keep it at 3, maybe 4 a year, because it just gets to be, I have a day job and it gets to be a little too much to handle. And we've had resorts and liveaboards now, Lembe Resort and Critters at Lembe. And then the Nautilus Liveaboard Company recently approached us as well, and they want to run a trip to help, you know, support breast cancer research patient support. And so basically they're helping us out by giving us proceeds from a particular trip every year, and just we're going to see where it goes. And right now all of our money, we're a salary-free organization. We really don't have that many costs. Actually, a lot of the pink tat that you see in the background, I bought out of my own pocket because I'm a breast cancer survivor and I really want to see this take off. And we really wanted to basically, you know, give as much as we can. So half of our money goes towards young patient support to the Young Survival Coalition, and they're an international organization, very well known. The YSC was instrumental to me when I was going through treatment, because it's very difficult to explain how it feels when you're that young and you walk in to get your chemo and you are, by 20 years, 25 years, the youngest person in the room, and you're just thinking, what did I do to deserve this? What have I done wrong? Why am I so different than everybody else here? My mom would come with me and they would always figure it was my mom that was getting the treatment and not me, until my hair fell out. That's pretty much, that was the way it was. And so the YSC gave me a network of younger women, all of whom had had cancer, had survived cancer, and it really helped me see that there are other people that go through this and come out the other side, and it's not just an older woman's disease. So that's first of all. And then I'm also a scientist, and I really wanted to find a way to fund primary research. And so I got together with some cancer biologists that I know from my day job, and we looked at a number of research projects, and we selected one at Indiana University. It's being run by an endocrinologist, Dr. Teresa Guys, who's also a diver and a wonderful underwater photographer, by the way. And she's doing a pilot study looking at the connections between what you eat and the likelihood of various types of cancers, breast cancer included, to metastasize to bone. And so we're actually going to help pay for this first study, and if she gets results that are impactful, seems like it could make a big difference, she's going to take that to a bigger agency such as the National Institute of Health and hopefully get a really big grant, in which case she'd be able to fund a much bigger study that could really make a difference to people who are going through cancer.
I love what you're doing, because even like I'm a huge like supporter anytime like there's the walks and the runs, but like I do love to run, and so I think it's cool that you started something that's for like another platform that people enjoy, like their form of like hobby and getaway. Exactly. Which I think is amazing. So, and you're saying you're seeing it growing, so you're hoping it does kind of expand to like other like areas and countries even perhaps?
Ideally, yes. Ideally, we'd be able to sort of work together with other people and maybe have a pink dive in Northern California, or a pink dive on the East Coast, or a pink dive in Florida, or a pink dive in another country even. It doesn't need to be restricted to California. We just need to have people who are passionate about doing it and understand that, like, you know, it's really about making a day for the divers that is fun. It's donating, but it doesn't feel like they're donating. It doesn't feel like they're doing anything other than goofing around and having fun. So
I love it. Have you kind of like manufactured like some more of your own pink gear to kind of like contribute, or no? No, I have not. I think, you know, pretty much like, you know, we've got all of this stuff that just is easy to find on Amazon, whatever, you know. I'm loving the pink tutu. I love it.
And very manly wildlife photographer Amos Newcomb here, ready to take pictures.
I'm loving also the pink mermaid tail back there. I'm tempted to kind of steal that. But no, I love what you're doing. I think it is great.
Thank you.
I'm so glad we got to interview you, because then hopefully a lot of our viewers will get a chance to kind of like look into this and hopefully even join one of your next dive excursions that you have.
Absolutely. We're at diveintothepink.org. I update that as often as it needs to be updated. It's generally, gosh, recently it seems like it's been once a week I've had to go on and add something, and so everything that's active on there. We're also on Facebook. It's Facebook.com/Dive Into the Pink, and so basically that's pretty active as well. I try to make sure that people are updated there on anything that's going on. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Allison, and y'all know now where to check out all the Dive Into the Pink. Thank you. Stay tuned for more of the Scuba Show from IdeateTV.